Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. Finally, some good news for Dillian White, with the heavyweight contender, according to Sky Sports, passing Vada anti-doping tests before and after his fight with Oscar Rivas. And that fight, of course, was on July 20th, Dillian White getting the win there. It emerged after the fight in leaked information to boxingscene.com that White allegedly had failed a doping test collected by UK Anti-Doping, or UKAD. So this news with the Vada stuff, and I'll get to that in a second, I just want to make an important distinction here, because passing a Vada test is not the same as passing a UKAD test, and the Vada testing has never been at issue here. It was a UKAD test where allegedly there's been a problem. So this information about Vada testing does not exonerate Dillian White, but it is good for his cause, because obviously if he'd have failed a Vada test, any of these Vada tests that he'd paid for, the extra testing, it would have been a terribly bad look for him. But to the article proper, so the headline here, Dillian White passed a Vada anti-doping test before and after Oscar Rivas fight. Dillian White passed Vada anti-doping test. Okay, it's basically reporting it. Sky Sports has learned the British heavyweight has faced allegations of a failed UK anti-doping test after his points win over Rivas at the O2 last month, but has been notified by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association that he passed his final pre-fight test on July 17 and final post-fight test on July 21. So Dillian White had a whole bunch of Vada testing in place for this fight, about $40,000 worth according to Eddie Hearn, and that is in place for a lot of big fights these days. It is the sort of comfort for especially for Dillian White being the A side here, to have his opponent tested. So it wasn't White just undergoing testing, there was testing for him and Oscar Rivas, more extensive than otherwise would have been in place, because UKAD, the UK anti-doping body, would have been testing for this fight, but it would not have been nearly as rigorous as the Vada testing. So this report says that there were two tests that they're talking about. One which was pre-fight July 17 and one which was post-fight July 21. The allegation is that the results of a test for UKAD came back on July 17. So we don't know when that sample, the one that there's a problem with, was taken. But I think we can take from some of what we do know now that the Vada testing and White's results from it, obviously he would have been tested multiple times during his training camp, that's obviously helped him to some extent clear the panel that he faced ahead of his fight, because it came to light ahead of his fight with Rivas that there was a problem with a sample taken by UKAD. He faced a hearing, he was cleared to fight. But news of this Vada testing, it doesn't exonerate him, but it is a good look for him, because obviously rigorous testing has been in place for this fight, and Dillian White, apparently from what we're hearing, at least from these two tests, has passed it. We don't know about the other earlier tests which would have been in training camp, but this news of the past Vada testing, the pre-fight and post-fight test results, it's clearly been leaked to the media. And this is obviously to try help counter some of what's been going on, because if you step back and look at the situation, there's been a leak that has started this whole firestorm for Dillian White. And they've never really been able to gain traction within the media and also with fans over this whole, they've been sort of fighting a rearguard action here, and they've been on the back foot the whole time. This leak of information to Sky Sports, because it's clearly been provided to them, is obviously trying to counter some of that, trying to garner some better reaction and response from among fans, because obviously a lot of fans right now are a bit down on Dillian White because there's a problem with the test, and whenever that happens, generally that's not a very good sign. And obviously we know other details, that there was a panel ahead of the fight which cleared White, and Oscar Rivas never knew. Some of these details, if they had not been leaked, would not have come out for some considerable time. So this is a very deliberate communications move here, giving Sky Sports some information to run to try get Dillian White on side with some fans. It's not going to impress and please everyone, but at the end of the day, with the Vada testing, this is good news for Dillian White, because it does help him at least strengthen his argument that he is going to be exonerated here and cleared. But it does not exonerate him, because the testing is different. And I have seen some fans trying to say that the Vada testing is the only one that matters, and that is just completely false. Completely incorrect. The UCAD testing is very important, and without White having paid for this is what they would have had been relying on just solely. There would have been the testing in place for the fight. But Dillian Whyte, with this information, with the Vada results, that sort of thing, it helps him strengthen his case, especially when he can say, well, I had all these tests, and, you know, this doesn't add up that there was something in my sample. But obviously, he's going to have to, you know, prove his innocence to UCAD, to the British Boxing Board of Control, to obviously avoid a ban and that sort of thing, because that is what he will be facing if he can't clear his name. But on the face of it, this is good news for Dillian Whyte, the little good news that has been in the last week for him. So I'm expecting to see a few more calculated leaks in the coming weeks. And remember, they've only done 2 tests there, so they might come back with 10 results or however many tests that White has done in his training camp to say, look, he was being tested regularly, as was Oscar Rivas, and they both, you know, tested clean or whatever. We'll have to see where this goes, but obviously a bit of positive PR for Dillian Whyte, and he was in need of it. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.